weeks, Canadian security agencies have been actively pursuing credible allegations of a potential link between agents of the government of India and the killing of a Canadian citizen, Hardeep Singh.
I think the Prime Minister needs to come clean with all the facts. We need to know all of the evidence possible so that Canadians can make judgments on that.
What is the risk if he doesn't provide more information or these allegations are found somehow to be untrue or uncredible? What is the risk?
Real. We need to have the evidence that that allowed the Prime Minister to come to the conclusions he made yesterday.
Canada and India are enmeshed in an unprecedented diplomatic row. Here's how it happened. The allegation made by Trudeau is a weighty one, implying not just a potential breach of international norms, but also a significant strain on diplomatic relations. It suggests the possibility of covert activities on foreign soil, an act that violates the sovereignty of a nation. Such allegations require thorough investigation and diplomatic caution, given the implications for bilateral ties. Justin Trudeau's statement underscores the gravity of the situation, indicating that the Canadian government has credible information or intelligence suggesting India's involvement. The use of the term assassination implies a premeditated act, raising questions about the motivations and circumstances surrounding this alleged incident. The seriousness of these accusations necessitates a comprehensive examination of the available evidence and a detailed exploration of the events leading up to the activist's demise. Trudeau's allegation, probing India's involvement. Trudeau's call for India to take these allegations seriously amplifies the urgency for a transparent and thorough investigation. It demonstrates the expectation for a credible response from India, which would include a detailed rebuttal or counter-investigation to address the claims made by the Canadian Prime Minister. To assess the veracity of Trudeau's claims, it's essential to analyze the historical context of Canada-India relations, particularly any prior incidents or disputes that might have contributed to the current scenario. Furthermore, understanding the dynamics of Sikh separatism, both in India and the Sikh diaspora, can shed light on the motivations and implications behind these allegations. This includes examining the geopolitical factors at play and the potential interests various parties might have in destabilizing relations between India and Canada. The severity of this allegation prompts a closer examination of the evidence at hand, the credibility of the sources, and any corroborative information from other intelligence agencies or international bodies. An in-depth exploration of the investigative process is vital to comprehensively grasp the steps taken by Canadian authorities to arrive at such a significant conclusion. Additionally, analyzing India's response and its denial of involvement will help to understand the diplomatic and political dimensions of this accusation. Trudeau's allegation is more than just an isolated event. It is a reflection of the intricacies and complexities that characterize international relations. By scrutinizing this allegation in detail, we aim to unravel the layers of this complex issue and gain insights into the motivations, evidence, and potential consequences that are central to this diplomatic incident. Investigation and diplomatic fallout, unraveling the dispute. The Canadian government's decision to take these allegations seriously, conducting a thorough investigation, demonstrates its commitment to upholding the rule of law and ensuring the safety and security of its citizens. This investigation may encompass a variety of aspects, including intelligence gathering, forensic analysis, and possibly cooperation with international agencies to gather a comprehensive understanding of the situation. The investigative process will likely involve collaboration between various Canadian intelligence and law enforcement agencies. Gathering evidence, analyzing it meticulously, and cross-referencing it with any available international intelligence will be vital steps. The objective will be to establish a clear chain of events, motives, and individuals involved, providing a basis for the serious claims made by the Prime Minister. India's reaction and accusations. Simultaneously, India's reaction to these allegations and the subsequent expulsion of an Indian diplomat demand thorough examination. India promptly denied the accusations and accused Canada of harboring terrorists, reflecting a defensive stance. This phase of the dispute opens the door to understanding the perspectives of both nations and their approach to handling sensitive matters that affect bilateral relations. The accusations of terrorism-related activities bring to light the complexities of international relations, especially in cases where security, diplomacy, and politics intersect. It also raises questions about how nations respond to serious allegations that implicate their integrity and national security. Analyzing India's defense and counterclaims in detail will offer valuable insights into the intricacies of diplomatic exchanges and the strategies nations employ to safeguard their reputation and interests. Investigation and diplomatic fallout. Unraveling the dispute. Beyond governmental interactions, it's essential to delve into the reactions from Sikh community groups in Canada and the broader public. Understanding how communities are reacting to these allegations and the subsequent actions they are advocating for provides critical insights into the societal impact and implications of this diplomatic dispute. To comprehend the depth of this dispute, it's imperative to analyze the historical tensions between Canada and India. The strained relationship, including events like Trudeau's visit to India in 2018, have shaped the dynamics of the present allegations. This historical context provides a backdrop for evaluating the ongoing dispute and helps identify any patterns or recurring issues that may be contributing to the current diplomatic strain. The tension between the two nations is not isolated to this specific incident, but is part of a broader historical pattern. Delving into these past events allows for a comprehensive understanding of the deeper factors at play and helps evaluate if there are systemic issues that need to be addressed to prevent future tensions. Global context. Impact on international relations. India's recent engagements with world leaders. Understanding the global context is crucial to gauge the magnitude of the diplomatic fallout resulting from Trudeau's allegations. India, a key player in international relations, recently hosted world leaders, including US President Joe Biden, British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, and Australia's Anthony Albanese. Analyzing the impact of these allegations on India's engagements with these leaders is instrumental in comprehending their significance on a global scale. To comprehend the timing of these allegations in relation to India's diplomatic activities adds complexity to the situation. It is essential to evaluate if the allegations have influenced India's foreign policy decisions, impacted its perceived credibility on the global stage, or potentially strained its relationships with significant international actors. Perception and reactions of world leaders. The reactions and statements from various world leaders regarding Trudeau's allegations should also be examined. Understanding how leaders from other nations perceive and respond to this dispute can shed light on the broader implications and potential consequences for international relations. The British Prime Minister acknowledging the Canadian authorities' investigation into the matter offers a glimpse into how a key ally views these allegations. Analyzing similar responses from other leaders, or the absence of them, provides valuable insights into the global perception of the dispute and its potential ramifications on India's standing in the international community. Impact on diplomatic alliances and agreements. Furthermore, exploring the repercussions of this dispute on ongoing negotiations, agreements, or alliances involving Canada and India is essential. It is likely that such serious allegations can disrupt existing partnerships, trade negotiations, or defense agreements. Evaluating the specific agreements and their status post-allegations will help gauge the extent of the disruption and understand its potential long-term effects. By thoroughly examining the global context, we can grasp the reach and gravity of the allegations, both in terms of diplomatic relations and international standing. Impact on bilateral relations and future scenarios. Strained bilateral relations, a closer look. Delving deeper into the bilateral relations between Canada and India, it is essential to evaluate the immediate impact of Trudeau's allegations. This includes assessing the level of strain, any retaliatory actions from either side, and the evolving dynamics between the two nations. By understanding the current state of their relationship, we can project potential scenarios and the necessary steps for resolution. Canada's decision to expel an Indian diplomat and India's accusations of harboring terrorists are pivotal events in this diplomatic tussle. Analyzing the implications of these actions on bilateral trust and cooperation will shed light on the gravity of the situation and help predict how this may escalate or de-escalate. Potential future scenarios and resolution pathways. It's also crucial to project potential future scenarios arising from this dispute. Will the allegations be resolved through diplomatic channels, or will they lead to a more protracted conflict? Assessing these scenarios involves considering multiple factors such as political will, public opinion, historical precedents, and economic interests. By mapping out these scenarios, we can anticipate the trajectory of this dispute and propose measures to mitigate its adverse effects. Potential resolution pathways must also be explored. How can both nations address their grievances, rebuild trust, and resume normal diplomatic relations? Understanding the necessary steps for reconciliation and cooperation is essential for envisioning a positive future and preventing a long-standing rift between Canada and India. Conclusion: a path to reconciliation and cooperation. Key findings include the strained bilateral relations, potential repercussions on international alliances, and the need for urgent action to prevent further escalation. These findings lay the groundwork for proposing a path towards reconciliation and sustainable diplomatic cooperation. A comprehensive approach for resolution. To effectively address this diplomatic crisis, we propose a comprehensive approach. Open dialogue and transparency. Both nations must engage in open and honest dialogues to share their concerns, grievances, and evidence related to the allegations. Transparency is crucial in rebuilding trust and resolving the dispute amicably. Third-party mediation. Considering the sensitivity and high stakes involved, engaging a neutral third party, such as a respected international mediator or organization, could provide a conducive platform for constructive negotiations. Rebuilding trust through joint initiatives. Both countries can collaborate on non-controversial initiatives, such as cultural exchanges, educational partnerships, or joint development projects. These positive actions can help rebuild trust and foster mutual understanding. Resumption of trade negotiations. Restarting trade negotiations and other bilateral agreements that were paused due to the allegations is essential. This signifies a commitment to maintaining normalcy in the diplomatic relationship. Preventing future disputes. Establishing clear communication channels and a framework for addressing similar allegations in the future can help prevent misunderstandings and minimize the likelihood of such disputes. Conclusion and call to action. In conclusion, the allegations made by Prime Minister Trudeau have escalated tensions between Canada and India, potentially affecting not only bilateral relations, but also international alliances. However, through open dialogue, mediation, and joint initiatives, both countries can find a path to reconciliation and cooperation. It is imperative for the global community to closely monitor this situation and advocate for peaceful resolution. Third-party mediation. Considering the sensitivity and high stakes involved, engaging a neutral third party, such as a respected international mediator or organization, could provide a conducive platform for constructive negotiations. Rebuilding trust through joint initiatives. Both countries can collaborate on non-controversial initiatives, such as cultural exchanges, educational partnerships, or joint development projects. These positive actions can help rebuild trust and foster mutual understanding. Resumption of trade negotiations. Restarting trade negotiations and other bilateral agreements that were paused due to the allegations is essential. This signifies a commitment to maintaining normalcy in the diplomatic relationship. Preventing future disputes.